welcome to Aqurus Solutions. My name is Samantha, Niton, DeForge, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different tabs in a project, in Acumatica's project accounting module. So the first thing what we can see is the project's open and we're on the summary tab, which the summary tab covers high-level information such as who the client is, start dates, end dates, billing information, what currency it's being managed in, and yes, Acumatica can handle multiple currency projects. The Tasks tab allows for you to see the different tasks that are required for this particular project. So sometimes you'll see travel, executing the work, maybe a little bit more granular information about the job, and then actually finishing it off. Here we can see other informations and parameters like approvers, end dates, as well as billing rules, which can identify whether a task is billable or a non-billable engagement. The revenue budget allows for you to see your budget versus actual. So here we can see that it can be a very, very detailed analysis of what's going on. Here we can see that there's an original budgeted amount. If there's a revision, it will reflect that here, and then what the actual amount is at a current given time. The cost budget is managing your expenses for the project, and here we can see that this $18,000 number is reflected here under our expenses and how those expenses are being allocated. The balances allows for you to see that balance sheet level of a project. That way you can see your assets, liabilities, your income, as well as your expenses, and you can keep tabs on your project at a higher level there. Your commitments tab allows for you to actually create purchase orders directly at the project screen. That way when you order something, whether it be equipment or chemicals or any materials that you require from a vendor, you can create a purchase order directly from here, which will allocate that inventory to the specific project upon receipt. The invoices tab is fairly simple, but it is all the invoices that are relevant to this particular project, as well as if there's any open AR balances associated. Very helpful for accountants. Change orders is, again, fairly straightforward, but you are able to manage change orders in Acumatica, which will reflect your budgeting as well for the particular project. And here we can see that there are no change orders, but if there were, you would be visualizing that here. The activity history allows for you to see any activities. In this case, we have a lot of time entry sheets for junior and senior consultants and who the owner is, as well as whether or not the engagement is billable. The employees tab allows for you to allocate certain and specific employees to a particular project. That way you always have tabs on who's working on what. The equipment tab allows for you to allocate specific equipment and machines. This can be taken to a next level. Obviously, here we can see that there's a run rate. This is pulling from the equipment card. Now, most companies will also use their equipment as fixed assets. And in the fixed assets module, that's where you're going to see your depreciation runs, any specific information such as model, manufacturer, serial numbers for that piece of equipment, as well as if you're on a payment plan to pay off that piece of equipment, you can manage your payments from them there as well. The GL accounts shows you the default values for this particular project. The attributes tab allows for you to see any uniqueness, and we'll see this system-wide with inventory and different modules as well. The attributes tab in Acumatica is designed to show any uniqueness to a particular inventory item or item class, or in this particular instance, a project. Approval details allow for you to see who is approving the work, who is signing off on the work. In this case, we do not have an approver, but what we can see here is that if there is an approval, we'll see who's signed off on the work. The mailing settings tabs allows for you to specify the mailing IDs and what's going to be emailed out to a particular client and who the recipients are. So typically here we can specify the contact type, primary, employee, or even the contact information there. And you can as well manipulate this and include change orders or quotes or any sort of modifications that are relevant to your business. Again, system-wide, we see the notes and the files tabs at a header level. System-wide, files tend to be incredibly helpful for any companies that are doing any sort of projects that require supporting documentation. So whether it be drawings or any permits to move equipment, this is where you can attach those files. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.